She's not for you if you need to work too hard for it. And there's a reason behind this. All right. I want to take you guys back to a time where I was in my mid to late 20s. I was a couple years into my self-development journey. I had already been working on myself for quite some time. I had already been going on dates, practicing approaching, working on all of my technicalities around conversation skills. I got to a place where I started to attract girls that at the time they were out of my league for what I felt for myself. Notice how I said for myself, right? Because we all have a different level of entitlement when it comes to women. And me personally, starting out on my journey, I had a very low level of entitlement. Like my first girl that I dated long term, who was arguably out of my league when we first met, the only reason I even really attracted her was because she actually had a crush on me in middle school, and she wasn't that attractive back then. And then she went away to school in Florida. She came back to New Jersey at the end of high school, and she grew up, and she was really attractive then, but she still remembered me, and she always had a crush on me, and I was the guy who was never into her. And now we really connected, and that's how we started talking, and then instantly I was just all about her, and we started dating pretty much instantaneously. And I hung out with her, and then that just turned straight into a 5-year relationship. Once that ended though, when it came to cold approach and going up to women, like there's a difference with the girls that you're entitled to that are handed to you, or they have crushes on you, or they're in your social circle and it's a warm interaction. When it comes to entitlement with women that you don't know at all, and you have to go up to these girls cold, or you have to go on a date with a girl and you've never met before, it's different. And so it was starting to get to a point where I was starting to attract girls that I previously was not attracting. Like for me, it was a really big deal at that point to go on a date with girls of a certain caliber. Now, the thing that I had going for me though was I was practicing a lot. I was building up my skill set. I was going on dates. I was going out on the weekends. I was talking to a lot of different women. And so one of those nights out, when I was in a great flow, I ran a really good interaction with this one girl. It was enough to get her contact info exchange. I got her Instagram. We started DMing. We had a phone call, and that led to a date. Now, we went on that date, and I was so nervous on that date, but I actually ran it okay. Like it was actually done pretty well. In hindsight, the girl was actually older than me. She was, in my opinion, she was very, very attractive. She had a pretty big following online. I think she had probably like, at the time, I think she had 25K or 30K on IG, which was big. It's not, this was like, 8, 9 years ago at the time. So not many people had big followings. And I remember thinking after the date that I did well. But honestly, in hindsight, knowing what I know now with a girl that's older than me, that was more established, like it wasn't that good. And it's no surprise why after the date, she started to become distant with her communication. Like we were texting very frequently, and then after the date, she wasn't texting that much. And we said we were gonna meet up the next weekend, and she ended up canceling on me. She texted me and tried to reschedule, but when the next one came around to it, she brought up, she texted me saying, hey, you're gonna hate me. And I was like, what happened? So if a girl ever tells you, hey, you're gonna hate me, get ready, she's about to flake on you, right? But she ended up saying her son's going to the hospital and she needs to go do this, this, and this. And I was like totally understanding because, it sounded legitimate. But then we scheduled I kept trying to push for the next meetup after she had already flaked twice. And then the next one, we just never could actually solidify a plan. Like she was like, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna be really busy this week. And she just didn't make it easy for me is really what it came down to. And we ended up never seeing each other again. That was the last time I got to go on one date with a girl. I had one shot with her. I thought I ran a good date at the time. It was a great experience and lesson learned. But I'm telling you guys all of this to let you know that if the girl's really into you, she's gonna make it easy for you, bro. She's not gonna make it, she's not deliberately flaking on you 3 different times and trying to get you to jump through a ton of different hoops and taking a really long time to respond, or being hot and cold, or putting you really in your head. Like the girls that are doing that to you, they don't really, really like you. That's what it is, okay? You might think it's good on your end. You might think you had a great date. You might think that you guys vibe that well. Just understand, if she's not making it really easy for you, she's not that into you. The girls that really, really like you, it's not gonna be that challenging. But hold on a second, because as I'm saying this, there's a lot of red pill content out there and a lot of guys online that are talking about don't go up and approach women, don't chase after women, don't validate women. And I agree, you don't need to chase, but there's guys that are going really extreme in the one direction and they won't even go up and talk to girls unless they're already displaying choosing signals, or unless the girl's already going up and approaching them, or only if it's off of a warm approach. And that's just simply bullshit. When I say a girl's gonna make it easy for you, that does not mean that she's coming up and approaching you, or her friend came up and is like, hey, my friend thinks you're cute. The girls that are doing that are never the girls you truly want, okay? If you really want an attractive, high quality girl, most likely you're gonna have to go up and talk to her, or maybe you guys have a mutual friend and you meet her through social circle, or you meet her at a class or an event, but you're still on the front end of things, you're still gonna have to go up and approach that girl. Once you guys start talking, and once you guys start texting, and once you've gone on a date, that's the part. If you're on the date and the girl's still not making it easy for you, or she's making it difficult for you, it's because she doesn't really like you that much. She's not that into you. She's not blown away by you, all right? And listen, guys, if you're on your journey, like if you're in that place where I was at in that story, where you're getting on dates with girls, but still a really big deal, and you're kind of struggling with it a little bit, and they're not fully won over, that's okay. You need to go through that. That is a necessary step that's gonna lead to a lot of growth. All right, just exactly like what happened to me. I lost that girl, but I learned a valuable lesson from the whole thing, and I was motivated as fuck after that. And I went twice as hard after losing that girl, and that was a necessary step and a necessary learning lesson that then shot me up multiple levels the following year. The following year, multiple levels. And then the next time you get presented an opportunity like that, it's not that big of a deal. You've been there before. You don't make the same mistakes because you had those painful failures in the past. And so I say all of this to let you know that a couple of different things. Number one, if you are that guy, it's okay. Keep going through it. It's a necessary step. But also number two, don't only go for the girls that are super into you either. Like, it's true that the girls that only really like you, the girls that will make it easy for you really like you, and the girls that don't really fuck with you that much, they're gonna make it difficult and they will flake. But don't only go for those ones. Like, go through the challenging parts. Don't completely chase after them and like do some stuff that like completely breaks character. But please go up to these girls, approach these girls, practice conversating with these girls, ask them out, try going on dates with these women. Push that over and over and over again. And eventually you're gonna get to a place where you feel entitled enough to be with these women. You're desensitized to it. You're confident in these interactions. You've been on enough dates or had enough conversations with these type of girls. And then you can actually land one of them. It's not that they're better than you. It's about you feeling entitled enough and being able to create high levels of attraction through your look, through your vibe, through the experience of you being with her on a date. All right, all of those things together, that's how you're gonna end up getting those type of women. But also understand at the same time, if she's making it difficult, it's most likely because she doesn't really fuck with you right now, and that's okay. You're gonna get there, you're gonna build yourself up, and you will get a girl that's way better than that one anyway. All right, if you wanna fast track that process, if you wanna get better with your self-development, if you wanna increase your social confidence, if you wanna have that abundant dating life with high quality women, if you're tired of getting girls that don't fuck with you, if you want to get to that point, I can help you with that process, okay? I made a massive transformation over the years. I'm 35 years old now. I've been doing this for almost a decade. I've coached 800 something guys to go through this process too. Click the link down below. Check out the brand new coaching programs I got for 2025. That's all for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.